Okay. Second question. What's the best game you played with the worst soundtrack?
I didn't have one for this one.
Okay, I got 3.
I can't think of games that I played that had really shitty sound. Oh, no.
Okay,
All right, go ahead. I'll
okay,
think.
so probably my most controversial one, which I don't give a fuck. The music in that game sucks. Like I don't give a shit what anyone says. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 has the worst music I've ever heard in a fighting game. The worst.
That is such a bold and wrong claim.
I don't give a shit.
That's
I
so
hate the
bad.
music
Like,
to Marvel
okay,
vs.
okay,
Capcom.
okay. There's a difference between the music being bad and you just not liking the music. It has
I
to
think
like.
it's a bad soundtrack. I don't think it's good.
No. Oh
No.
my god. Come on,
No.
man.
No, I don't care.
Oh,
I don't care. I think the music sucks in that game.
get out of here.
I want to kill myself every single time I hear I want to take you for a ride.
Oh, fuck. You are just a cynical piece of shit. That is what you are in this one. I'm calling you out on this one.
No,
Take You for a Ride is great.
No, it's not.
Do you hate all the music in Third Strike too? Like the stage music?
That music is great. That music's fine.
It's not very different.
Yeah, it is. It is different. It is different. Okay? I mean, look, you're yelling at the same person that doesn't like Devil Trigger. Okay? I don't know
why. Yeah. It's you're the
I
one
just
that's
don't
the problem.
like it. I think it's bad.
It's not you, Corey. The children are wrong. Hope your other two are better than that one.
Oh, probably. Have you ever played the game Blue Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, that battle theme.
The Dragon Ball Z RPG game. Yeah, it's not great.
Awful.
It's not good.
That and the thing is that there's no variation. Like I've played games where you'd have like different battle themes. No, it's the same fucking song, and I don't know why they put lyrics in their fucking combat theme.
I can't think of specific games, but I guess a lot of times you could think of like Nintendo games. Some of those games, I don't know of any that are good that have bad music, but I could just think of like games that have bad music back on Nintendo where it's like a 5-second clip that's looped 47 times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking like Mario 3, Koji Kondo, that was a fucking masterpiece, but I'm talking about these just, like I said, I can't think of specific games, but like the soundtrack of Paperboy is probably not that great, but I played a lot of Paperboy.
Was there even music in Paperboy?
It wasn't a lot. I remember the chick would run out of her house and be like, "I love you, Paperboy." And that's about it.
I remember playing that on the NES, but I don't remember doing.
I have it. I have a copy of it.
Else with it, I forgot. My last game that I would say, with the worst soundtrack, but at least this is not the best game. In fact, I would go on to say that it's not even a good game. That it would be maybe playable if the music just didn't exist. And that's Final Fantasy 13 2.
I didn't play it. So
look, that game is...
Is that the Lightning one?
No, Lightning Returns is a better game.
Oh, okay.
This is in between the original and Lightning Returns, which don't get me started on fucking Final Fantasy 13 2 or Final Fantasy 13 in general, because I think it's a clusterfuck.
That's when I got that's when my RPG snobbiness came out. I was like, I'm not playing these games. These aren't real Final Fantasy games and all that. And then I went back and played like I think 12. Is that the Zodiac?
Yeah,
that's the one that's based. The world is based off of it. The Tactics Advance world.
Ivalice.
Yeah, because you have a lot of the species from that game in
Final
12.
Fantasy 12 is one of my favorite Final Fantasies. I
got it on PlayStation 4. I got the remaster of it.
Yeah, no, that game is amazing. If you're into heavily political storylines, 12 is fantastic. I just hate Vaughn.
I don't know who
Vaughn needs to go. Haven't you played Final Fantasy 12?
No. Because I was working at the video game store when 12 came out, and that's when they changed the battle system. And I went, fuck that. I don't want to play that.
Okay, I thought you played it. No, go play 12. it's got a great story. You're just gonna want to shoot Vaughn. Like,
The last main story one, like the most recent main story one that I played, besides like 14, which is I don't count that one because it's an MMO, was like 10. I didn't play 11. I mean, 11 was also an MMO. I didn't play 12. I didn't play 13. I didn't play 15. I played 7. I skipped 8. I played 9, and I played 10.
I will defend 15 limitedly.
The bro game.
The bro game.
Yeah.
Like, the story is not good, and I'm saying this as somebody who's never played any of the side stories or missions or whatever. I played base 15. The gameplay in that game is awesome. I love the idea of 4 dudes just driving around a car and fucking shit up.
All of them that look like some form of cloud.
Yeah. I don't care. That game is great. Like, it's still maybe like a 7 out of 10. But I think that game is awesome. I will defend that game to death. Anyway, do you have anything else?
Nah, I didn't really have an answer for this one. I couldn't think of one.
All right. H2O Happy Dude. Some of the time we put on different music for the grind sessions of our favorite games. If you could recommend a few tracks to listen to for gaming, which tracks do you go to?
I go to Rush. I play a lot of Rush whenever I'm playing grindy games. I remember growing up, for a while there, we only had one TV, and it was in the living room. So that meant all the video game systems were connected to that TV. I say all of them. The Super Nintendo, and then maybe, like, at one point, I think we had a Super Nintendo and the N64. But my dad on the weekends would always, like, I talked about those big Sony speakers that he has. He still has them. But Friday night, Saturday night, and a little bit of Sunday was music, like playing music, local radio stations. He put on CDs and all that stuff. So I didn't really get to listen to a lot of the music in the video games I was playing growing up. But so he basically made my soundtracks. But when I got older, I started just listening. Like, I remember playing Link to the Past and listening to just like all of Rush's 2112 and just playing like Rush music and all that stuff. Nowadays, I don't really play music besides like the music in the game, unless it's like an MMO. If I'm playing like a game that I just like veg out to, like with that or Monster Hunter, it's just like, I mean, I have a huge playlist on Google Play of everything, of anything. Lately, or Anarchy Reigns has been what I listen to. So,
I mean, I've got a few. I listen to either a lot of really heavy metal.
yeah.
It depends on my mood.
Mongolian throat singing.
Yeah. Right now, I listen to a lot of black metal. So I mean, easy choices would be like Emperor or fucking Nakmar.
That's what I really liked about when I was streaming and I had the song request option up. Is I got to learn music that other people listened to when they played games. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
that shit was dope.
I need to get back into that.
I also listen to a lot of hip hop, so
yeah,
I listen to everything from like Death Grips to Aesop Rock to fucking Mad Villain. It just really depends on my mood. However, right now my big kick is the Dark Souls soundtrack.
You gotta be in a mood for that one though. Like that's like an orchestra.
There's a lot of similarities between orchestral classical music, and heavy metal.
Yeah.
I mean, there's entire theses and articles on it, which is why I can just digest that shit easily. Specifically, I fucking love Yorm's theme in Dark Souls 3. It's one of the fucking best. But there's also a remix album of select Soulsborne compositions that I would say is arguably better than the originals. The album is called Legacy by Alex Rowe. E.S. Gwyn, E.S. Cinder, the Profane Guardian or the Profane Sentinel, All for One, which is based off of fucking the the Abyss Watchers. Though all
That's
those
a good
tracks are
name for that too.
fucking amazing. Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that puts chills up my spine.
Another one that I'll listen to a lot of times, because I actually listen to the extended versions of it, is I listen to Donkey Kong Country 2 album a lot. I won't even be playing video games. I just have it like Hothead Hop, that, and like the carnival theme. Like I found the 30-minute versions of them and I just let it
Okay.
play. What else? Oh, recently for a while there, when I was playing any video games, I was playing Dance with the Dead's B-sides in the background.
That's a really good album.
It's a really good album just to put on the background, even if you're working, playing video games, anything like that. Just to put it on. I play it a lot when I play a lot of music when I'm cooking. So a lot of that, like that'll be, my wife's like, this album again. I'm like, shut up. What's the one band that Powell turned me? Gunship. Yeah, there's one called Dark Day or something like that.
Yep.
Dude, there's I just got chills thinking about it. There's a jazzy like part in that song that just like is super fucking good. Like that's really, really good.
There is
OC remix shit.
Yeah, stuff on OC remix, stuff on Game Chops.
Yeah. While you're looking that up, specifically one that I listened to recently, actually I was listening to it because I was playing Turtles in Time, is the OC remix. It's called Shell Shocked, and it's the OC remix album for Turtles in Time, and it's really, really, really good.
That entire game has really solid music. Like
That's
Turtles
the thing.
in Time.
I want to listen to the music when I'm playing the game with that one. I posted it. I think I posted it in the
Discord.
It's in the Discord, yeah. So go check that out.
I
download a lot of OC remix music.
There's another really good band that does like, I guess, video game music or music that's somewhat similar in the same vein as Gunship. They're a little bit more rock based. The band called Aviators with their, I think it's an album called God Hunters.
So Shadow of the Colossus album?
No, it sounds like the rock songs from Gunship. In fact, let me send this to you. You should check this out. It's a decent album. But outside of that, that's what I got.
I used to listen to a lot of music playing like World of Warcraft. Because if you're just questing and you're not in like a Discord chat with anybody, you're just listening to music. Okay, I'll take a look at that. That's all I got for that one.
Yeah. 5 more from Scotty because he always drops 5, and he says he's going to continue the music talk.
Okay.
Question 1: best concert that you've been to, and I don't mean best performance, but go for that too if you want to. Mine was Reliant K in 2004 at the defunct Club Laga in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The pit goes nuts. I got elbowed and I had a bloody nose immediately. One guy I was with used to be a quarterback for the Mountaineers and basically had control of the crowd and got me on stage, and I danced with the dude in a Twinkie suit before stage dive. Lost my glasses and went without any for 2 weeks, but I met a girl that I still talk to today about music. College, am I right?
Yeah, that's pretty fucking... this was hard for me. I couldn't pick because like I based mine more on performance and the crew I was with. So I narrowed it down to when I saw Queens of the Stone Age. I saw Queens of the Stone Age at a smaller venue in Memphis. Me and my buddy, we were 18, and we got the tickets were $22 each, and I bought them 4 months in advance. And it was just a really, really good show. We went with his brother that worked at, it wasn't a Guitar Center, it was a place called Strings and Things in Midtown Memphis. And his brother's fucking insane. His brother, I forgot the name of the band, but he put a song in the song request called, it was like Touch My Body or something like that, and it's his brother's band, and it's really like they're a punk band, and it's fucking good. It's really funny, but he was crazy, so I liked him. I've seen Foo Fighters twice, and both times I've been down on the floor, and they've been awesome. The last time I went, like I said, was the Dave Grohl one where he had broke his leg, so he had the huge rock throne. That was also my brother's first concert, so that was kind of special.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, but the System of a Down one, man, that one was really really good. Like it was just it was a different kind of concert. Like yeah, there was a pit and like all that shit, but like it was just magical to see those guys. I haven't gone to like as many concerts probably as like you or Scotty has, but the ones I go to, like I just remember them.
The I'm gonna say that there's two of them, and one of them is so memorable because I got punched out by the lead singer. And it's mainly because I hate this band. I don't remember who else they were with. I want to say that they were with a hardcore band, but I'm going to say best concert I've been to for the memories is I saw Born of Osiris when they were first starting off back in like 2008, 2009.
Okay.
Their big song was Bow Down, where the beginning of the song was like, fucking bow down. It
Jesus.
just goes into it. But I hate that song. I hate that band. I thought that the lead singer was a douchebag, and I climbed my way through the pit to the front of it, and I just start fucking screaming at him, throwing like middle finger. I'm like 18, 19 years
Yeah,
old.
you're a
I'm a
piece of shit.
kid. Uh, and he just fucking kicks me right in the fucking face.
You probably
Rightfully so.
yeah, you deserved it probably. So
And that was a fun college story that I got to talk about. There was another band that I saw, or another group of bands, like the small hardcore metalcore scene budding out. They were listening to bands like Tony Danza's Tap Dance Extravaganza. They were listening to Heavy Heavy Low Low, some Haste the Day. That's kind of like the softer side of shit.
were they
Um,
listening to the Oakley Dokleys?
that was a little bit later, but I mean, I would
Okay.
assume like their music is inspired by that. But they played in a fucking IHOP.
All
That
right
was
then.
amazing. It's like you played at a fucking IHOP. But best performance I think that I've ever seen. It's really hard to like judge it because there's a lot of contenders, so to
Mhm.
say. But ultimately, my best experience was in Manhattan at the Roseland Ballroom, which got shut down in 2014, unfortunately. I saw Glassjaw with AFI.
Oh
That
wow.
AFI show was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely amazing. It was right when they released Crash Love. And usually, when bands release a new album, they really focus on that one album.
Right.
But one, I love Crash Love. It's a great fucking album. But they still kept true. They did like a 2.5 hour set
Jesus.
playing shit from like uh Proud of You. I think the album is like called Proud of You. Um like their old school punk shit. It was outstanding. Great fucking concert. So that
Power
that would be my choice.
Power Glove. When I saw Power Glove, that was a really good concert because it was very unexpected because they
Mhm.
were opening for MC Chris.
Yeah.
It was like it was Power Glove, Richie Branson, and then MC Chris. And when Power Glove came
Richie
on,
Branson. That name's familiar.
he's done a lot of stuff with Mega Ran, but
Okay.
he does a lot of like anime and video game hip hop and stuff like that.
Mhm. Okay.
And but Power Glove was just on another fucking level that I'd never heard of, and I'm just like, what is speed metal video game music? Like these guys
Yeah.
look like they're LARPing, but they're cool. Like this is awesome.
Yeah,
So
they're pretty great.
and the MC
It's
Chris concerts are always cool because he interacts with the crowd, and I'm usually always right up at the front. So like I'm usually like when we were in Austin, Texas. I took my buddy Ish. He had never. He was like, I was like, hey man, I'm going to this MC Chris concert. It's like the 5th time I've seen him live. Do you want to go with me? Tickets are like $13. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And we went and we eased our way up to like right in front of him, and he was doing a Donald Trump impression. MC Chris was, and he was talking about like he's like, all right, who here has seen Spider Man? And like a lot of people raised their hand, and he didn't raise his hand. He's like, you didn't see Spider Man? He goes, I watched Deadpool. And MC Chris just goes, I'll never forget this. He goes, Deadpool and Spider Man for jocks, and it made me laugh so hard. Like just the integration. That was so with that one, he didn't have an opening band. He had an opening comedian. Like he had this like
I've seen that shit.
yeah, he was like a
I've seen
nerd
that shit.
comedian
Mm-hmm.
and he was really funny. I can't remember what his name is. I'm gonna have to look it up. But yeah, he didn't have an opening band that time. He just had a comedian with him, and the dude was
That's
funny as
awesome.
shit. Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah. Anything else?
I'm good on that one.
Okay. Question 2. What's the worst concert you've ever been to?
So I don't. Was there? I want to say there was a name. The name of this band. I can't remember what it's called. It's not Starting Line. It's one of those bands that are. What's this? Who's this band that Taking Back Thursday? It wasn't that band, but it was a
That's
band.
Taking Back Sunday.
Taking Back Sunday. My bad.
Right. The
But
band that they beefed with was Thursday.
no, it's a band that's like them. And I remember seeing it.
Uh,
I was
Brand new.
no, it wasn't that. I trying to think like I feel like their band name had like 3 words in it, and one of them was Line, but I can't remember what it was. I don't fucking remember it because I was like 16. I had never gone to a concert before, and my 2 buddies that I went with, they were older, a little bit older than me, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And like we're on the way to Memphis, and like they're just like smoking weed, and I'm like, all right, I don't know, like I've never smoked weed before and all this other stuff. They're like, they pass it to me. They're like, you want to hit? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm like, sick. Dude, I've never even like at that point I wasn't even smoking cigarettes yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we go and like so they're blitzed out of their mind, and we go to this and I'm like, I'm right by the fucking speaker, like I'm right by the speaker, and I don't none of the music's good. Like I didn't really like any of it, and that was just not a good concert to me. And I was just like, what the fuck is this?
You wouldn't happen to be talking about like Straight Light Run,
That doesn't that
or
doesn't that doesn't
the
ring a
other
bell.
one, the Starting Line,
Might have been Starting Line.
because they're kind of shit.
I think it might have been Starting Line. I don't know. There was one in we went to, it was a concert in Austin. It was at a bar, and I think it was a local band. You might even know who the band is. It's something King, and it was like this is the first time I had ever seen what's the dance where they do like they just fucking throw their arm, like they're stomping around and throwing their arms in the air and shit, and you gotta like stay away from them or you get hit. What's that called?
It's not moshing. It's
No, moshing's fun. This looks like they're just throwing their arms back and forth, and it's just stomp mosh or something like that.
a 2-step.
It's stupid. Like I was away from them, and I'm like, I'm not getting into that at all. But the band was like in it. Like I didn't know the music. Like the way the band sounded, it sounded like a Christian band. The way that it was named, but it was not a Christian band.
Yeah, it's a 2-step.
The 2-step, okay.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like I was like, you guys look fucking stupid, man.
Yeah, that type of scene was really big growing up in school, because we had a lot of Christian hardcore and metalcore bands popping up, and
Mm-hmm.
all the preppy kids that didn't really listen to like straight edge music or metal or anything like that, they jumped on it like it was easy. It gave them like a scene or a sense of identity.
Yeah.
But they looked fucking dumb. And I got thrown out of a Christian metal concert at the church because I fucking clotheslined somebody as I was jumping in the mosh pit. And I'm like, what? We're not doing this?
We're
No?
not doing this.
There was one I forget the name of them. There was one group that would just show up. If they weren't a band, but they would go to all the fucking hardcore shows. And like the term for them were crowd killers. And they'd show up and they'd have like these gray hoodies, and they'd all have like Adidas or Nike symbols on them, and they'd come in with their hats and they just stand on the wall like this, and they'd wait for that breakdown to come in, and once the breakdown fell, it was just like boom, fists up,
Oh
boom,
wow.
face, and they showed up to the fucking like church show, and they started fucking doing that shit.
Wow.
Oh,
That's stupid.
The cops were called for that one. It was great.
The cops were called for that.
That was actually the last show that Upper Room ever had. It was pretty great.
I was
We're-
a guy I used to work with. It wasn't like a bad show or anything, but he lives up in the Philly area, and
Mhm.
he's big into the punk scene. And he said that he was talking about one of the times that he went to. It was Rancid and Dropkick Murphys,
that
and
sounds like a great show.
he said he goes, I don't know if you've ever been to a Dropkick Murphys concert, but it's fucking crazy. Like at
Mhm.
one point, like it was nuts, and then Rancid comes on, and he's like, for some reason, like that was a part where everyone like backed off for a little bit, but he's like, I forgot about the wall of death that Rancid does. And he's like, because he's like a big overweight dude, and
Yeah.
he's like, I'm like bent over, like on my knees, not on my knees, but like bent over, and I'm just trying to catch a breath. And he's like, I'm fucking dehydrated. And I look up, and I just see like two walls of people just run right at me. And he's like, dude, he's like, I got it. So I got a taxi or an Uber, and he goes, I remember the guy asked me, he's like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, man, I just got back from a concert. I'm fine, man. And he gets to his house, and he looks, and he's just matted blood and hair on one side of his face, and he just like drinks so much water, he throws it all up and just passes out in his bathroom.
That's fantastic.
And he was like, it was one of the best fucking concerts I've ever been to.
I love it when people are clueless about the wall of death, because that's
He
not
had
the
just
first
forgot
time
about it. Yeah.
No, there was one dude who was like, we're gonna do a wall of death, and there was this couple that just stood in the
Oh
middle of
no.
the pit, and they just didn't do anything, and the lead singer just looked at them like, what are
Do
you doing?
something.
And, oh, you're gonna stand there? Okay. I
Do
think that
it.
was at an Exodus show.
Well, this
I think
guy
that
was
was at an Exodus
always, what he said was he liked to find someone that like was like a shorter person that really couldn't see the crowd. So he would be the person to get up underneath their legs and put them up on their shoulders. Doesn't matter if dude, girl, anybody like that. And he's like, I'm pretty fucking solid, man. Like I could sit and like hold my own with someone on my shoulders.
Mhm.
And, but yeah, man, that dude was nuts. He's super huge into the punk scene up there.
That's awesome. My answer
Okay.
is it was 2014. I think I just got to Marsoc in North Carolina, and my roommate's sister hits him up and says, hey, I got 2 extra tickets to go see Seven Dust, Breaking Benjamin, and Shinedown.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, that's a really weird lineup, because
Yeah.
they play completely different music. And I'm like, you know what? Sure, I'll go. And I think that Shinedown just came out with either Amaryllis or the album that came after it. And I wasn't like a huge fan, but I knew, because I've been to a Shinedown show before back in 08, 09, when they were doing Leave a Whisper and Us and Them, which 2 fantastic Southern rock albums.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. But we
Is
get there, we get to the venue. We drove like an hour and a half, 2 hours to fucking Fayetteville to get there. And the venue is like an auditorium, like a school auditorium. And there's seats everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This isn't a goddamn rock show. This is a goddamn play. Like a school play. And I'm like, this is dumb. And we sit down, we get in our seats, and we're kind of in the back. We don't really see anything all that well. Seven Dust, I think, just got back together, or they started touring again, or they were getting ready for something. But I know that it had been a while since Seven Dust got together and did something, because they were part of the new metal scene.
Right.
And they sounded good. They were okay. I am historically not a fan of Breaking Benjamin. I don't like their music. I would argue, if I had another slot, that was the best concert I have ever seen.
Oh wow.
Breaking Benjamin is fantastic live. Like, usually you can tell that there's a difference between the studio record and then the live record, or like the live performance and whatever. No difference. In fact, I would say that the live version is better. And he was a huge Star Wars fan, so he did like 10 minutes of him shitting on Star Wars Battlefront because he says it was
Okay.
a terrible fucking game. But he did like the Imperial March, took out like lightsabers and shit like that. It was stupid. It was fun. But no, great fucking concert. And then Shinedown came on.
Uh-oh.
They became Bon Jovi 2.0. They
Ooh.
played none of their old shit. Nothing. They played Devour from
Yeah.
I forget the third album,
Sound of
but they played
Madness.
The Sound of Madness. They played that song, and then everything else was Amaryllis and some other shit. And I'm
That's
like,
weird. Like, I
this is
like
a
Devour.
waste.
Like, Devour's fine, but like,
The Sound of Madness is a decent record. Like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong, it is a good record.
that song's good. Like,
Yeah, but
how do you not play like 45 and like even do
Burning
Simple
Bright.
Man or any of that shit? Because like
they didn't play Simple Man.
their version of Simple Man's really good.
Yeah, no, they didn't play fucking Simple Man, which is like, I'm like, the entire identity of who I expected them to be completely shattered. Like, fucking Brent Smith cut his goddamn hair. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Who are you?
What year was this?
14.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow! The
So,
Sound of
no.
Madness is that old?
Yeah. Sound of
Jesus.
Madness came out before I joined the Marine Corps. So it's anywhere between 2008 and 2000.
Shit, I'm old.
Yeah. So that. So overall experience, probably the worst experience is like any concert I've been to where the cops are called because we weren't supposed to be there.
Right.
We had a concert in the back of like a Chinese food place in Huntington Station. Yeah, that was pretty bad because everyone was smoking weed.
Yeah.
People got arrested left and right, and it was stupid because like their stage for them to set up was like milk cartons, or not milk cartons, but like those plastic milk crates.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dumb because the drum kit collapsed.
Yeah, because you're gonna go pretty hardcore on shit. Those aren't sturdy.
It was dumb. And then you get those shit kids that like try jumping into like either other people or structures that other people are on.
Yeah.
Just to be a shit. So that was a bad night.
The swaying at the Rise Against concert was really bad.
Yeah.
The swaying, I had to jump out of the crew, like of everyone that was in front of the stage. I was like, fuck this, my ankles are about to snap.
I would say like the only other concert that I heard ever being terrible, Brand New concert, like the band Brand New.
Yeah.
Because Jesse Lakey, or however you pronounce it, had a notorious problem of getting shit-faced drunk and then getting on stage. And my buddy Tom is a huge Brand New fan. He's just like, yep, those shows are hit and miss. Because I think Daisy had just been released, their 4th studio album, and they played Luca twice in a row. Didn't even realize it. Then he vomited on stage and then passed out in his own vomit.
That sounds like a good concert.
Like, he was playing so poorly.
Right.
He was repeating the words, whatever. It was so Shinedown. I'm not going to go see Shinedown.
Yeah.